Ready?
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Potent Podcast, episode 16. Jay here. Trills, what's up, bro?
Chilling, bro. What's up with you?
Same old shit. It's hot as fuck outside.
Bro, you see I got when my hair's up, bro, it's fucking hot outside.
With no hat.
Yeah.
Got a lot of got a lot of things to talk about. This should be a fun-filled episode, but I guess we should just start right with
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
All right, I've got a few things that I want to talk about. Firstly, I'm gonna say it before I say his name.
Come on, man.
So Boozy this weekend, good old Boozy. Mr. Boozy, not little, whatever. Mr. Boozy had a pool party in Georgia, and from the videos that I saw, Trills, it was pretty packed.
It was lit.
There wasn't a mask in sight. And for a pool party, there was less than one person in the pool.
Yeah.
So y'all all pulled up to a pool party to get Rona and not even get in the pool?
Wild, bro.
I want to, like Being John Malkovich?
Yeah.
How have we not made a movie about being Little Boozy? Like, I need to know what goes through this man's mind when he makes decisions like these, when he says crazy shit on the internet. Like, what was it? On one of his lives, somebody was like, NBA YoungBoy hitting on your sister. And he's like, I don't care. He should just fuck the shit out of her. What?
Yo.
Bro, my sister grown, but I'm not about to invite no man to have sex with my sister. Fuck is you talking?
Bro.
So yeah. in the wild world of Boozy, this man, like, I need to know what is this man's thought process. What led him to make these decisions? Like, I just really want to. I want to get to know him more than anything. So maybe I could start to understand some of these decisions. I'm just like floored, man. Like when you see this video and you just see like people just packed next to each other the entire time, and it's like, y'all really don't give a fuck at this point. This is why this country's never gonna get over this shit.
Yep. It's crazy, bro.
That's your boy, man.
Yo, I wish Chappelle's show was around for Boozy, yo.
Bro, do you understand that we were robbed with Chappelle of Boozy impersonations, 2 Chainz impersonations, just all of these guys that, we're just robbed. Like Dave did the right thing, but we lost a lot. We lost a lot. Yeah. But yeah, man, this Boozy shit, bro. Like I just want to know. I want to know a little bit more about like, you know what? It's all good. Let's just have this pool party. Fuck it. Like what led you to make this decision, bro? Like I just.
Come on, man.
All right. Next. So, we got wind at the next versus battle. We'll get into that a little bit later. Something that clearly you and I are, and everybody should be excited about.
Yeah.
Just as excited as I was about Snoop and DMX, I think I'm a little bit more excited about this because I don't think we've gotten 2 guys at the top of their craft yet. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So a tweet was sent out by Versus Online. Who should the next battle be? And Juicy J responds, and Juicy J says, Juicy J versus Nas. Who? Look, Juicy J, I love your music.
Yeah.
That's not your pocket. What is going on, bro? What's happening? Is quarantine making people lose their minds and just lose sight of normal things? Like, you know what? You want to battle Nas? Give me Hove now. We're going to do P. Parker against Hove now. What the fuck?
I don't know what people are thinking, man. I don't know, bro. I don't understand, yo.
That's not even close to, like, his bag, right? Like, I just don't understand. Like, for me, that's, like, as off as saying you want Blueface versus Eminem.
Yeah, it's completely unbalanced. And also, I mean, I thought we were supposed to get a battle with the group with 3-6, right? So if that happens, if that's still in the lineup to happen, then that means Juicy battling anybody. We could eliminate 3-6 songs because
Right.
you're not gonna do this shit twice with 3-6 Mafia songs.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So even if this was something that came across, then we're losing out on the better battle, which would be 3-6 versus Bone Thugs.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what made him say Nas. You know, like what?
I think it's just like people gunning for the top, bro.
I mean, I would tune in based on pure curiosity.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's something that Nas would be in line with himself.
Yeah. Nah.
Clearly, Juicy J wants to do it, but Nas won't.
Nah.
My God, man.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What's happening? What has been happening these days, bro? Like, I saw that and I couldn't believe it. Okay. One more thing, and this is gonna take a little bit more time, but I definitely need to hit this first.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So there was a list that I don't know where this came from. I really don't know where this came from or why. So Level Mag. Have you ever read Level Mag? Have you ever? Good. No. Me neither. Good. Me neither. Cool. Level Mag. And this isn't. See, what gets me mad about this is that this is an interesting topic, right? Like this is something that you definitely, I was definitely, as soon as I saw it pop up trending on Twitter, I was like, oh, I'm immediately drawn to it.
Yeah.
Level Mag made a list of the best rappers over 40. Now, before I completely shit all over this list, I think that it's important to talk about, like, if you're going to make a list like this, and they did it the right way, I think, releases for each artist, past 40, things like that. But then you see some of the names that are ahead of people that just because they haven't put anything out after 40 does not mean that that rapper is better than that rapper.
Right.
Okay, let me start at the fucking top. Good God. 40, Puff Daddy. Get fucked. Get it out of here. What are you talking about? What's happening? He doesn't write rhymes. He writes checks. He's not a rapper. That's not what Puff Daddy is, okay? Not Puff Daddy, not Diddy, not none of them. None of them. I don't get it. Projects released after 43, 1 solo, 2 collaborative. Remember, there was a Dirty Money album.
Yeah, a Dirty Money album. There was that Money Making Mitch project.
That shit was hard though.
Yeah.
That project kind of restored the feeling of that time of like that Paid in Full era. I really did enjoy that. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that. So while I'm shitting on him being here, that kind of makes sense. But let's keep going. Too Short is 39. 11 projects after 40. 11.
Yeah.
Age 54. Good God.
Yeah.
Best project released after 40 is Blow the Whistle by them. That just seems like the song that everybody knows. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the best,
Yeah, it doesn't mean that.
See, that's my thing. It's like
I'll be interested in what people from the Bay think. If they think that's
too low,
best project out of that run.
Out of that run, right? Or if he's too low, like it's. I
looked at the list, and for me personally, based on the people that have made this list, I think Short's too low.
Right, because you're talking about a guy who has 11 projects since he's 40. Now, regionally, he makes much more noise on his side.
Right.
Right? Like, it's like, I want to make sure I say this right without, like, being dismissive, but I feel like over here, Short gets dismissed. Like, he gets, like, overlooked or, like, you're too short. Like, they're just like, whatever, But that's not the same in the Bay. Like, Mac Dre doesn't have influence over us here, but Mac Dre is a legend over there.
Absolutely.
So, like, that's the difference, So this list is combining everybody all across the country, but there's going to be more egregious things as we go along, such as number 38, Busta Rhymes. What? Look, Busta's released 5 projects since he was 40. And they say the best project released after 40 was the collaborative effort with Q-Tip, Year of the Dragon.
Okay.
I'm not certain of that, honestly. I would have to go back and listen to these recent Busta projects.
Yeah.
And wait, Big Bang's not when he's 40, right? No.
Is he 40 when Big Bang comes out?
He's 48 now. No, he's 48 now, so that didn't
yeah,
come out 8 years ago. No. So he wasn't. Okay. Because that's his best project in my eyes.
Big Bang is incredible. People don't talk about what Big Bang was enough, by the way. That shit was incredible.
Right. So 38 is too low. Because it's when you're talking rappers, at 48, Busta Rhymes can still bust your ass.
Yeah.
I'm not certain that these guys that are before him, Too Short, Puff Daddy, Juicy J is ahead of Busta Rhymes. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And I love Juicy J. One project released. But they both have their spot, right? Like, I don't think it's like, again, we're not gonna hold Juicy J up against Nas, or we're not gonna hold Juicy J up against Busta Rhymes. That's not the same bag. That's not fair.
Right.
Juicy J had one project released after he was 40. And that was the most recent one, Bands That Make a Dance. There's a lot of slaps on that shit. Like, that's a dope project, considering that it came so late in his career. Okay? Yeah. Let's keep going. This shit is starting to piss me off now, because we're getting like, we're not even close. 36, Jeezy. Jeezy's 42. He's put out 2 records since he was 40. I have a hard time. So what are we basing all this on, right? Rappers, right? Like, I have a hard time putting Jeezy over Busta Rhymes. I have a hard time. And I am an absolute Jeezy stan. But I also understand the differences. It's 2 different people, 2 different bags, 2 different lanes.
So here's what is this supposed to be based upon the output that they delivered after 40?
See, that's what I want to talk to them about. Like, I want to ask you guys, like, do you really believe that Juicy J's a better rapper than Busta Rhymes? Because if we do, I'm going to put your ass in a bathroom. Like, get the fuck out of it. Like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
So the context, it seems like I'm getting from this is just their output at 40 as far as successful projects.
Right.
Which, there's not many guys after 40. You know who's number 1 on this list?
Yeah, of course.
That was easy though. I didn't have to look to see if Jay-Z wasn't number 1. I would have fucking wrote them a Karen letter. I don't understand. Like, what are you talking about? But there is somebody who's collaborated with him that's way too fucking low on this list. Way too low. And you already know what I'm talking about. But let's keep going. Cameron's at 35. I want you to speak on this Cameron one because you enjoy Purple Haze too. It's one of your picks on one of your songs, so you understand what Cam's done. So to put it in perspective, Cam is 44. He's dropped 3 projects, 2 solo, 1 collaborative, and Purple Haze 2 was the best project, they said, after 40. I'm probably not going to argue with you on that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Is the Vado and Cameron collaboration after 40, is that what they're counting as the collaborative effort? Or did he do a dip? Did they do a dip album like...
I've heard whisperings of a Dip album. I saw Diplomat's songs and videos. I don't know if the project dropped. So maybe it's Vado. Maybe.
Okay. 34 is MF Doom. I have to plead ignorance here. As much as I am a hip hop nerd, right? And I study this shit. I love to listen to it. I don't really know too much about Doom, man. Like, I've heard him on records. The most that I've heard from Doom is his Madlib collaborations.
Right. No, Doom is an acquired taste, so it's not anybody's fault if you couldn't digest Doom. It's like, trying to listen to a bunch of Cool Keith. Like, if you can't digest it, you just can't. And I think Doom knows that. Right.
Well, I mean, and that's the credit that I'll give MF Doom is that he really don't give a fuck. Like, he's just gonna make his music in his style, and I'm great with that. It's just that it's like you said, it's not for casuals. Like, you're not able to just like pop his shit on at a party or whatever and be gooch. Like, it's like you have to have a group of people that really enjoy his music, and it is an acquired taste for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. Rock Marciano's a great rapper, and he's 33. That's too low.
Yeah.
That is too low. 5 projects after 40, and he's 42. So in 2 years, 5 projects.
Yeah.
He's always been known to have a bunch of projects that have been out, and I have no issues with it at all. Like, I know what Rock Marciano is, and I get it, and he definitely should be higher on this list. This is too low.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially right now while we're like fucking we're giving the championship to Griselda. Like, right. Rock Marcy needs
been his shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We have our first Wu-Tang member at 32. Inspector Deck. I am going to say something, and I don't want to get crucified for it, but I'm still going to say it. He does not belong on this list. I'm sorry. 5 projects after 40, 4 collaborative, 1 solo. I'm good on Inspector Deck. Like, he's one of those guys that, like, we know a Bomb Atomically, we know his big rhymes, but like, I never sit around like, yo, I wish Deck would drop something, or like, it's just my personal feeling on him. Not to take anything that he has, we know what he's contributed to the game and everything, but Inspector Deck never comes across my mind, and he's always at the bottom of the rung when I talk about like my favorite Wu-Tang members.
Mm-hmm.
He might have a top 3 iconic Wu-Tang verse ever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the way I feel.
Wait, you like You God better than Deck?
I did not say that.
Oh, okay. All right, we can just stop there. I just wanted to know.
Look, yo, I bought You God's album when it came out because of Bizarre. Yo, like, again, remember, how many albums did we buy because of one dope single? When I heard Bizarre, I was like, oh, this is shit.
Yeah.
It's the sample, like, and that's like but yeah, if I had to choose, it's Deck over You God, most likely. Even though I've met You God, like, personally, like, he's a cool dude and shit or whatever. Like, when I used to work at the UPS store when I was a kid, like right there in Newport, he lives in Newport, and he used to come in there or whatever. Yo, this man, he was writing his label like about like money that they owed him. Yeah. Yo, you remember when Mos Def wrote people in jail in that Chappelle skit?
Yeah.
Yo, I don't want to say it was like that, bro, but I looked at this and I was like, bro, as a kid too, like 19, 20 years old, 21, 22, I was like, yo, let me help you out with this real quick. I was like, I'm going to type this up for you real fast. Y'all owe me money. I needs it. And he's like, sorry. I'm like, no, that's not. Oh, my God, man. All right. 31, Missy Elliott. Again, what are we basing this off of? Rappers, artists, like, see, like, when you see her down there, like, are you going to sit here and tell me that Missy's a better rapper than Busta, or has contributed more after 40 than Busta?
Right. It's the ranking is like getting really like muddy now.
It's shaky. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand what, like, this list, I start to get a grip on what they're going for, and then certain picks come up and I have no idea. Yeah. Andre 3000's 30. What the flying fuck is happening here?
All right, so here's the thing. 3 Stacks is top 10 if you want to put him in your top 10 rappers. No fucking argument there.
Right.
But if this is about what the man did after 40, should he even be on the list?
So, good point. 45 years old. Projects released after 40. Greatest music moment after 40, appearing on Frank Ocean's Solo.
Come on, man.
See, but again, is it rapper? Because 3 Stacks can take 10 years off and pull up and still smoke anybody.
Oh, without a doubt. Also, that's their best thing from him after 40. Like, he wasn't on God Forgives.
Oh, 16. Yeah, you're right. Also, God Forgives is Rick Ross's best album. I'm sorry. I apologize. Completely apologize. Good God. 29. Kanye West. Now again, what is this? Is this based on your contributions past 40?
Right.
4 albums, 2 solo, 2 collaborative. So in 2 years, these 2 albums are gonna be what? Jesus is King, Yay, Kids See Ghosts, and what's the other collaborative one? The second collaborative one.
How old is Ye now?
42. So since he's turned 40, it's 4. It's 2 and 2. So Kids See Ghosts, Yay, what's the other one? Jesus is King. I don't know. Are they including Are they including the Nas record? Are they including the Pusha T out? Like, what's the other album?
Yeah, what a collaborative album?
It says 2 collaborative, 2 solo.
I can't even think of what that could even be.
It's just Kids See Ghosts. It's not Watch the Throne.
No.
So I don't know. Again, if this is contributions past 40, then Kanye West at 29 feels right. Like that, I'm not conflicted with that one.
Right.
The best project released after 40 is Jesus is King. He says whoever they like. Bro, I'm not a fan of Jesus is King or Ye, but like, I'm not certain that I can say that Jesus is King is his best one. Like that album, like is Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. I don't listen to that shit at all, bro. Let's keep going. 28 is Method Man. Method Man has 5 projects after 40. He's 49.
Yeah.
2 solo, 3 collaborative. I gotta plead ignorance on this one, man. Like honestly, like with the Method Man thing, like I know that he had that Better Tomorrow joint, like that. Like it's again, these albums that Method Man, Inspector Deck, all these guys drop with very little fanfare. Right. So like if it's not in your face, like if I don't open up my streaming app and it's not there in front of my face, 1, it's not promoted. 2, I'm not gonna find it. You know, so it's tough. Like I didn't know he had 5 in 9 years.
Yeah, I mean, Wu has been doing, like, they done so many collab joints, right? Like there was just like Meth, Ray, and Ghost on one of the, like that is like hard to keep up with but I'm sure all of those collaborative projects are Wu projects, right?
Yeah, so like that's the thing too. It's like I can't really single out these solo Method Man albums, you know. Not trying to, again, I'm not trying to dismiss one of my favorite rappers of all time. Like one of the best rappers that's ever touched the mic. Like as far as presence, as far as like all of it, like Method Man has it all. But again, it's like I have to ask myself, what is this really about, this list? Is it about 40? Is it about how they can rap when they're 40, or what they just contributed when they turned 40? I just don't know. Like this is not enough context to make this list. Like I want to meet the person that put this list together. Was it a group of people? Was it one person? I want to know how tapped into the game you are too. Like honestly, like
seriously.
You can give a project to somebody who's not into hip hop, and they'll still write you some shit that'll make it sound like they're in.
Yeah.
But I need somebody who's tapped into this shit and understands and kind of can give the context and the nuances that we can with these things about what is this list supposed to be about. Like, okay, 27, Bun. 3 projects since he was 40. You would probably know better than me. Trill Static they say is his best one since he turned 40.
I think Bun is low.
Too low. Way too fucking low.
Yes.
Way too fucking low. At 27, way too low, man. Like, Bun still has that presence on records. He's still on bigger records. Like, people still go to him. Like, at this point, like, at 47, he's still in that spot right now. Like, I can't say the same for Method Man. I can't say the same for Kanye West at this point. I can't say the same for a lot of Missy Elliott, a lot of them. The next guy is Jim Jones. Jim Jones has had a complete career renaissance.
Yeah.
And lately, now, because of his recent projects, you can make the argument, and I don't think too many people would argue with you, that Jim Jones has the best single discography of all of the Dips. Right now, especially. Like, 3 albums released in 3 years since he turned 40. All of them shits are hard. All of them.
Yep.
And for some reason, Jim Jones was the one that was overlooked when they were, when the Diplomats were going, and now is the only one that still consistently puts out dope music, and people are waiting on it.
And he's rapping better. He's rapping better.
Thank you. I was gonna say, like, how do you get better in your 40s? And his beat selection, all that shit, like, he's just comfortable. Like, when I hear Jim Jones rap, I believe him. Everything he says, I believe it. There's something that needs to be said about that. He's too low at 26. Too low right now. But again, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Are we talking about overall rappers at 40, or are we talking about their output past 40? His output past 40 puts him higher up on this list than he should be.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's get mad. 25 is Big Boy. I'm going to let you start. I'll go, hold up. Projects released after 42. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2. 1 solo, 1 collaborative. 1 collaborative. Did him and Sleepy Brown do it?
Him and Sleepy's project didn't drop yet. So I have to guess that the collaborative one is probably Big Grams, I think.
Oh, right. You're right. You're right. Too low.
Which was dope.
Right. 25, too low. Another guy that iconic status, 45, still doing as well as he was before, and you could make the case that he's better now than he ever has, now that he's like just in his own like zone right now. Like he's not in Outkast anymore. It's him.
Yeah.
Too low. 24, Nas. What are we talking about here? Look, wasn't a fan of Nasir. Lost Tapes 2 kind of got lost in the shuffle for me when it came out. Like, it was like, all right, Yeah. But 40-year-old rappers, you're going to be hard-pressed to find me 23 other rappers better than Nas right now at 40.
Yeah.
46. Come on.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
I don't know, bro.
23 Fab. Fab's 42. Since Fab turned 40, he has 2 projects. 1 solo, 1 collaborative. I'm guessing that's Freddie and Jason.
Yeah.
And the other one is what? Summertime Shootout, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess they're including mixtapes, because that's not a release. So that's maybe where we need to like start looking like where these other collabs are coming from and things like that, because they're clearly including mixtapes.
Yeah.
Fab over Nas right now kind of feels right, but they're both low. Both of them are low. But again, is this after 40, or are we talking about the guy who can rap better at this point?
Right.
Like, I feel like we're beating a dead horse by saying the same thing over, but this one's really going to piss you off. 22 is Jay Electronica.
Come on, bro.
You go.
Bro. Look at it this way. How many people putting out a classic album that's nobody in the hip hop sphere is saying this is trash. This is certified going down as classic after 40. With that said, it belongs
and with everybody waiting.
Yeah. With that said, it deserves to be. He deserves to be higher for that.
Jay Electronica is a top 5 40-year-old rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, Stax, Eminem, Electronica, Jadakiss. And then you could probably mash in somebody else right there. But he's there.
Yeah. When
you add in this album that we know is a classic right now because it still goes, and with all the pressure behind this album, I'm not certain. Again, I need to meet this person. Are you tapped in? Like, or do you get it? Like, do you get how important that album was right then? Like, as soon as quarantine started, he dropped this shit.
Yeah.
And it kind of just was like, holy shit, man, this is what we were waiting for.
And it kind of soothed us too. Like,
for sure.
like niggas was on the verge of freaking out, and that kind of like just made you feel like, all right, we good. We got something. Like 2020 might not be so bad.
Did Jay Electronica start COVID? Could we start that conspiracy? Since fucking kids are in fucking cabinets and fucking Hillary Clinton and a bunch of people eat fetuses and shit, like whatever the fuck it is. We might as well just throw it out there. We probably get some traction on it. What the fuck, man? What's the new shit? That doctor, right? Alien sex and all that shit or whatever, bro. Bro, shoot me to fucking Mars at this point, yo. I want off this planet, bro. I want out. Bro. I want out. I want out. I'm done. All right. 21 is Q-Tip.
Okay.
Q-Tip has 2 collaborative albums. But this is why Q-Tip is too low. His contribution after 40, that Tribe album is so important. That's the word I'm going to use. Important.
Yeah.
We throw
By the way, why are you doing that? Before I'm going to let you go, but Busta contributed to this album. And where is he? 38?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the whoever this is, whatever board room had this or whatever person was tasked with researching this and things like that, did a good job of researching, right? Did a good job of understanding the releases. I don't think that whoever did this, whoever was responsible for this, understand what Impact is and what that album is and what that album is important. That's the word I'm going to use. Yeah. And when I say it's important, then you already know it's dope. But it's important because of the things that they're talking about.
Yes.
And you know, all of that with Fife passing, you know, I'm biased. I make the argument to almost everybody that A Tribe Called Quest is the best group of all time. I can get arguments from other people, and the retro review that we're doing of Bone Thugs, after listening to this album now, I kind of understand where people are coming from when they say that now, honestly, now that I'm older now. But I think that that's the part that's missing here is the impact of this album. And I think that, like I said, I can make an argument that Tribe is the best. You know, Tribe opened up doors for your favorite rapper right now. Like, that's the way that I always think about it. Like this, everything comes after something, right? And they opened up so many doors sonically, subject matter wise, like all those things are being used to this day. And this album just solidifies their greatness because they're able to do it later on in their career when everybody could have just dismissed it. And at a time when things were going on, you know, like, they were able to coincide that moment with Chappelle coming to Saturday Night Live, and
man,
all that shit is big, man. Like, all that shit matters. All that shit is a moment, man. Like, and that's what that album is, and it just solidified them for me. But yeah, Q-Tip at 21, I kind of understand why they put him there. He's 50. You know, like, I didn't know that. Wow, fucking 50. But again, rapper, collaborator, like, what is this about? Artist, what is this about? Right? You know, so.
But then look at this. How I always look at the list too, right? It's if that album, you can't. I mean, you know, we can't do 88 miles per hour, right, and fucking go into the past, right? But like, if that album had released last week and it came together with Chappelle and everything on SNL last week, Q-Tip would probably be higher on this fucking.
Probably. Because this is right after Election Day. So it's like 4 years old. It's crazy though, like, to think that, like, it's 4 years old. Like, I'm gonna go back and listen to it, and I know it's still hard. Like I remember stumbling upon it not that long ago, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot. Like, you know, like, that's the problem with, like, having access to all these albums, is that good, very great albums get lost.
Yeah.
Like, because there's always something next. Like, 20 is E40. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's a machine, bro.
First of all, I'm gonna pour me a drink real quick while I read this one. First of all, E40's 52. I got a soft spot for E42 because he made the Niners anthem song last year. Bang bang Niner gang, bang bang, yeah, whatever. When we were down there for the Super Bowl, that shit was. We went to the Niners party. That shit went up because all those people are from Cali.
Right.
Again, impact. Right. All right. E40's 52. Projects released after 40, and I'm not lying to you. This isn't a lie. 22. How? 19 solo, 3 collaborative. And this person said best project released after 40 is Revenue Retrieving Night Shift. I don't even know what album that is, Trills.
I don't even know how 40's fans keep up.
Oh, they do.
No, I know they do, but I don't know how you do it. Like, goddamn, bro.
So for anybody that follows me on Twitter, right? Like, I try to litter, the hip hop shit in, but it's mostly 49 and stuff, right? And like, and all of my followers are from out there. I had to watch like a full blown argument. Like this was like, you know how it is, like on Black Twitter and everything else. Like when we're on there and something comes up, like everybody starts lighting it up.
Yeah.
This Mac Dre against E40 shit was like, people were like putting shit on dead homies, telling people to pull up, and I'm just like, yo, relax. Like, but we're not from there. That's their shit. Like that's the beauty of it all. Regionally, you go different places and different people mean different things to different people. Like, all right, Snoop said 19. That's low.
That's low.
That's low.
That's low.
18 projects after 40. 13 solo, 5 collaborative. Age 48.
That's low.
In 8 years, 18 albums. What's his best new album? Because they say it's Bush, and I have a hard time arguing against that.
There's an album. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't really, but it has a picture of him on the cover from like 9-3.
I'm gonna look it up.
That album's fire.
I'm gonna look it up.
That's tied with Bush for me.
There's something about Pharrell and Snoop.
Yeah, bro.
That like it works.
Yeah.
Is it is it a 2019 one? I Want to Thank Me?
No.
You said
No.
Snoop from Never Left.
Right.
Got it. You said that one's fire.
But a lot of Snoop's recent output has been good, bro.
Yes, for sure. We're getting
we talking Snoop, not Snoop Lion and gospel Snoop. But
Snoop Lion, I forgot. All right. We're getting to this is when the conversation is really going to heat up. And we kind of, all right, I'm going to speed it up a little bit because we're already and we've got a lot, there's going to be a lot to be said.
Yeah.
All right. Snoop's at 19. Fonte is 18. Trills, make it make sense to me, Trills. Because Fonte is only 41, right? Two solo albums, both of them, fire. And a 4-song EP, fire. But he's only 1 year after 40. And as far as rappers that are 40, we were just talking about top 5. I would mash him in a little bit. I'm trying to fit him in there like over Jadakiss maybe. Like that's the only person that I really feel like I could be like, you know what? There's your argument right there.
Yeah.
18's fucking low. And 17 is Jadakiss. So Jada's right ahead of him. So clearly whoever this person is kind of like thinking along the same lines. I'm just talking lyrically.
Right.
Jadakiss has 5 projects after 40. And they say his best project is Ignatius. Would you argue that?
No, I agree that that's his best project.
Probably. Of his whole catalog or just 40?
No. But after 40?
Yeah. It would be that or Freddie and Jason.
Yeah.
Why is DJ Quick 16?
I've been, and I love Quick, but I haven't listened to Quick since like, Can You Work With That? And that was like, I don't know what year that was.
Oh, that's the shit, yo. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that one. That was good.
That's the last time I really listened to Quick. So, I don't know.
All right. 15 is Ishmael Butler.
This is blowing my mind, bro.
Go, talk.
Look, from what I like, the butterfly that I know, he is a solid rapper, but I wouldn't think that his recent output had gotten so good that he's up this high. But I don't know. I haven't heard it.
7, they say, in since he's turned 40. 7 collaborative. I don't even know what that means. So
he's probably just bounced around to a whole bunch of different groups or something, probably.
Over Jadakiss, over Fonte, over Snoop.
That's blowing my mind.
Over E40, over Jay Electronica. What are we doing?
That's blowing my mind. I don't even know him from not being Butterfly. So if I start going to look for his shit, yo, it better be like crazy good, bro.
Right. Okay. Fat Joe's 14. He's too low.
Yeah.
I want to have a discussion. I don't want to do it now because we'll just get into it, but I want to have a discussion about Fat Joe and about his impact, how long he's been around, how Joe always keeps a banger somehow in the tuck almost every summer. Like, it's so crazy, man. It's like he gets overlooked because like he's not making like crazy noise. But as far as like across this game from the 90s to now,
not like 92.
Right. I just saw the FloJo video the other day on something. I was just looking at that shit like he was real Big Joe then.
And it's still hard, bro.
Yes. Yo, bro, I want to have a discussion about Fat Joe. Fat Joe is like, and this is for, this one might go over your head, but like this is the best way I could put it, right? Frank Gore, right, for the 49ers, their running back, right? He isn't the fastest, the strongest, or whatever. He's just been around so long and compiled stats that are so great that there's no chance that he's not a Hall of Famer. You know, like that's what I would equate Fat Joe to.
Right.
Never the best at anything, but always around and always in the mix, always. He's lasted longer than 50.
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy. Like his career, I don't feel like gets the same like respect that we give a lot of other people. You know, like I feel like people just forget and they just overlook. Like, okay,
Joe needs a versus. I'll say that
for sure. And you know what? There's not many people. Yo, you know what? So what was it? The 24th, right? So the 24th, we're not reviewing any of these albums. Joe dropped 3 albums on the same day or across decades.
Yeah.
His first joint, he dropped The Dark Side, the joint that had, I even forgot that Jeezy record was on there because that shit is still hard. Wow. Yeah. And he dropped the Terror Squad album.
Yep.
All across July 24th. There's your answer right there. There's your answer right there. Okay. Raekwon's 13. 11 projects since 40, 10 solo. They say his best project is The Wild. I'm fairly certain, Trills. I'm fairly certain Only Built for Cuban Links 2 is after 40.
Yeah, it has to be. For sure.
I don't see how that project's better than that one.
Yeah.
That's too low, 13.
Yeah.
But we're getting to the people that now it's kind of just toss up at this point. Now look at 12, Common. You know, four projects. They say his best project is Nobody's Smiling. I would have a hard time arguing that after 40, for sure.
Yeah.
I am a Common fan. Let me just also say that, by the way. Like, I am a Common fan. B is a classic. Find It Forever is a classic. Like, these are important records to me. Like, super important to me. But I have a hard time arguing that. See, but look at number 10. Or number 11, 2 Chainz. 2 years being 40, though. 2 years. He dropped 3 projects. His best project is Rapper Go to the League. Rapper Go to the League is his best album. If it's not that one, it's Pretty Girls Love Trap. It's those 2. But again, 2 Chainz is a guy that's ascending. Still. Ascending. You know, like musically. Getting all his shit together. That's too low. 2 Chainz is over 40. And we're talking about over 40 rappers. 2 Chainz is easily top 10.
Yeah.
To have him at 11, but then here we go. LP is 10. Look, man, I'm not gonna say shit about this one, man. Run the Jewels, man. You got nothing to say, man. Like, look, this man is rapping at a high level and producing at a high level. Like, there's nothing to be said.
Absolutely.
Styles P, you could probably tell me more about this at 9. I know you've listened to all his shit.
Styles deserves to be up here. I don't know if he deserves to be this much higher than Kiss, but
or J-Elect.
Yeah, but he belongs here though. He's high, but
Okay.
I don't mind it.
Ross at 8. 2 albums since he turned 40. Rather You Than Me. How did you feel about Rather You Than Me? Like, Rick Ross don't put out no whack albums, but it's like
no whack albums, but that was just like, you know,
whatever.
I think
right?
everyone thought that, you know.
That's how I felt about like Mastermind.
Same.
Like I was just like, okay, you know, that's one of his first like Met albums. Look, Hov got Met albums, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody got them, you know, like Eminem is 7. He's got 5 projects. It's hard to argue that Eminem's not number 1 on this if we're talking about after 40. Eminem's renaissance has kind of brought him back to people that stopped listening to him due to either subject matter being off the wall or complexity and just like not wanting to listen to all those words in a row. There's nothing wrong with complimenting Eminem and understanding that he is one of the best, if not the best, people who can put words together without. Yeah. And you can also say that you're not a fan of the music, like that's my position. You know, like for many projects.
Right.
But 7's good. Ghostface is 6.
Okay.
10 projects since he's turned 40. He's 50 now. The Brown tape, they said that's him and Apollo Brown, right? The Brown tape, or was that him and it was somebody else? It's somebody else, I think, or whatever. I forget. Austin Young, something like that. I think he did one of those projects with like them. That's wrong though. Ghost's best project is the joint that he got with Bad Bad Not Good. That shit hard, man. Yeah. That shit is perfect. That's to the essence. Like that's just like drums, you know, guy with a mic, and you just make it happen.
How old is Ghost now?
50.
Okay.
50. Is he the best Wu-Tang member?
To me.
Yes. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Come on. All right. Killer Mike is 5. I was trying to see what you were gonna say and see if we could start an argument, but I kind of figured we agreed on that one. Killer Mike 5.
No argument.
Nope. Black Dog 4.
No fucking argument.
Pusha 3.
Pusha belongs high, but 3 seems high, and I'm a Pusha. I'm damn near Pusha stan. But
see, but here's the thing. This is where the list gets fucked up to me. It's clear that you are estimating how well Pusha can rap when you're making this list. But you're using it just for him because he has 1 project since he turned 40.
That's where my argument is that as much as I love Pusha, he is this high from the 1 album, but JLX not.
What's more memorable? Daytona's a dope album, but
I love Daytona, bro. I run it back all the time, but if he gets this high from just Daytona, JLX should be higher.
Great argument. Number 2 is Royce the 5'9". I have 0 arguments.
Royce has been rapping his ass off, bro.
Here's the argument. Is he better than the guy who's number 1 after 40 right now?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to beat you too.
Just like, I mean, yo, come on, yo. Hov's playability. Like,
Hov reinvented
even if it's
himself.
4-4-4 and it's like it's deep, it still has the playability. Like you.
That's the one that I was gonna point to, right? That's not my favorite Jay album, but that's the first time that I ever like listened to Jay's music and was like, wow, Jay-Z goes through shit that I go through too. Like that's really like, you know, like I never could relate to shooting people or the drugs and shit, but I could relate to being a better person. You know, making bad decisions, things like that. Like, all that shit that he talked about on there was like, that's as close as you'll get. Reasonable Doubt and 444 is the closest that you're going to get to Sean Carter ever. And that's what I appreciate about that album. Not only is the music solid, but this is the first time that I feel like me and Jay-Z are similar guys. Like, I can't believe it. Like, you know, like, he sings just like all of us. So,
yeah.
All right, well, that's a good discussion, and it took up a bunch of time too. I don't think we're gonna really go too much into the new music, unless you really want to. I want to ask you a question first. So the first thing that came up this out of the new music was Logic, right? Mm-hmm. I want to ask you a question. Why does everyone hate Logic? Because I myself, I don't understand it. If you want to say that that's not the type of music you want to hear, cool.
Yeah.
The kid's not whack. The kid can rap. Mm-hmm. The kid's a student of the game. Mm-hmm. And in a time when we demand authenticity from our artists, I'm not certain that anybody is more themselves than Logic is, bro.
Yeah.
Whether you like that person or not is up to you, and that's subjective. But we demand in this culture authenticity.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Logic is, man.
I mean, the time has just turned, you know. The time has turned so much, and Logic came at the wrong time. Right.
We're both Puerto Rican or whatever, but I when I saw in Miami, like, we were talking about music, like, we always, and I was like, I listen to Logic. He's like, I can't listen to that white boy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, his father's black.
Yeah. Yeah.
His story is insane. All the things like, that's the other thing too. Like, he could, if he wanted to, like, try to put up this front, like, you know, like, I've been through it all. I'm tough. That's never been, like, he told you about it on the first album. But then, like, he never really, like, stuck to it, you know, like, keep going though.
No, but I mean, that's what it is, man. I've seen, like, people be like, oh, I'm biracial, boo-hoo. And, like, that's one of the things people don't like about him.
Right. So, he talks about it a lot. I'm not going to lie. He talks about it as much as Chance says he loves his wife.
Yeah.
See, but I don't really mind that. You know, like, it doesn't really bother me, but it's true. Like, I feel like his pitfall, and this is perfect because you kind of brought it out of me by saying that. His pitfall is really trying to gain acceptance from that other side by letting you know that, you know what I mean? Like, that he's black, you know. But as far as the music goes, you know, I've enjoyed his music. The kid can fucking rap, like I said.
Absolutely.
And I think the student of the game shit is important because there's so much, like, and you know what else about Logic? He's so versatile. You want those, you want the white people songs that go up?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want him to rap, you know, like him and Eminem? You want to go bar to bar? Go. Yeah. You want a song that sounds like some shit over a Tribe song? Go. Like he is versatile, like, in that way. Like, and I just feel like the last point that I'm going to make about him before we even talk about the album is, I feel like that people think that it's cool to talk shit about him because they know nothing's going to happen to them. They know that he's not going to say nothing. You feel no reprisal. It's like when you're, like, combing the schoolyard or whatever as a kid, you know, you see a kid that you might be able to get over on and shit. Yeah. Like, you're not going to do nothing to him. You're not going to, like, beat him down or nothing. But if you wanted to take his cookies from him, you probably could, and he won't do nothing. Like, you feel like that. I'm not trying to say that Logic is, like, less of a man like that, like, where he wouldn't fight for nothing. Like, I don't know the man like that. But I feel like this is the perception that people have of him. It's like, okay, I could throw dirt on this man's name or whatever, and nothing's going to happen to me because he ain't moving like that. Yeah. You know, like, I also think that that's kind of it. Like, the nerd, like, the guy in school that used to, like, read comic books and shit, like, that y'all used to clown, you know what I mean? And now all these dudes want to know about comic books now because girls think that shit is cool or whatever, you know? It's like, but, like, I feel like it's that too. I think a lot of it is that too. Like, machismo shit is like, you see a person that you think you could say some crazy shit about and you know nothing's going to happen, then go for it. Like, that's how I feel. What do you think of the album, though? Supposedly this is his last album. Supposedly.
Yeah. We know how that goes.
He was crying on Twitch though, like really, like, when he was talking to them, like, yo, I'm like, I believe him. You know why I believe him? He has the kid. I really think that he's because, you know, it's always crazy. The people that don't have fathers, they end up being the best fathers because of that reason. You know, I think he's gonna go like I could totally see Logic sitting and just raising his kid and just doing that. Like, I really
wholeheartedly believe that shit too. I do. But I don't think that we'll never get another Logic album. No. I think he'll take, like, a long time off. Like, I think he'll actually even if his kid's a fucking teenager, when we get another Logic project, I think it'll happen.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Look, Logic, I like you, man. I'm gonna go on record. I don't care if that's a popular opinion or not. But if you think that nobody cares, just check Logic's fucking shows.
Oh yeah.
That man don't sell out the ballrooms That man sells out your arenas, bro.
Yeah.
So if you think nobody cares, that's crazy. That's not the case at all. But this album, you know, the intro's spot on. You know, like you get the tribe voice or whatever from Midnight Marauders, man. Like, and he's littered that across all his albums.
Yeah.
You know, he has. And again, student of the game. Like, I appreciate that shit, man. And it never comes off as biting. It always comes off as paying homage, and always comes off as this is who I'm influenced by, because everybody's influenced by somebody. Nobody's coming in this game and fucking rapping like nobody, like nobody's ever heard. Like, that's not happening, bro.
Nah.
Like, everybody's influenced by something. But I like this album. It's good. It's good. It's solid. It has its highs. Like, it definitely has its highs. Like, I like the intro. The intro's dope. You know, I don't know how much No ID was involved in this project, because the big thing was, oh, he's executive producing it. Yeah. And it's like, No ID brought you in. Like, we've been waiting for, like, No ID to just go ahead and produce your whole shit. Like, where that been at? Like, where's that been at? Like, why? What if he cares about you that much? Why hasn't he put you in his pocket yet? Like, of just like, what rapper wouldn't take an entire project from No ID? Like,
yeah.
All right, the intro's dope. That Hit My Line record, it doesn't land for me. God Hit My Line, I didn't like that record. I'm sorry. Like, I can deal with some of the cheesy records, and I get it. I did not for me, like I said, or whatever. Like, but this one was a little too much for me. Like, I was just like, ah. And then it hurts because that's the next record right off of a very dope intro.
Yeah.
All right. GP4. Look, again, influence. That's what I'm saying. Influence, man. Like, I think that how can you ever downplay somebody that cares so much about the culture, that like cares to like put these things out there? It's like Easter eggs. Like when you go to a Marvel movie and they fucking show you fucking something real small in the corner and everybody gets hyped. It's the same type of thing. Like it's every album's a love letter in its own way to the things that he finds that in, you know, influences him, one, and it's just impactful for the culture. Celebration's all right. The open mic shit is dope. That shit is hard. Like he went in on that shit or whatever. And Soul Food 2, it sounds just like Soul Food 1, but that breakdown into the second half, the production on these breakdowns into these beat switches are that Soul Food 2 shit. Like, I skip it. I'm sorry. I don't want to be an asshole, but I skipped the beginning just because I'm waiting to get to that part or whatever. And I'm just like, fuck that. I'm waiting. I'm going for it. You know what record is gonna come out cheesy, but I feel like I like from this project is Dad Bod.
Okay, I mean, I get it, yeah.
Now I definitely get that record, right?
Yeah,
New Father, you know, like I definitely get that record now, and I think it was done in a clever way, for sure, man. Like, again, I believe him when he says he's leaving to go raise his son. I believe him 100%. And Logic has never been a guy that's been on social media, right? And very introverted. He just gives you music and keeps it moving and things like that. I think that's another thing that people don't really like. Like, you don't really have much to pick apart from Logic. He's not gonna say something stupid like in the media, do anything crazy. That never happens. He's not that type of person. So when you're looking for a way to discredit people, you kind of just gotta pick everything apart, and then that's what they do with the music. You know, like I feel like too. But yeah, 5 Hooks is dope. Like what are some of your, like, are these like your favorite records too, or like do you have some other ones that are good on here?
Yeah, I mean I like a lot of, but look, a lot, like going back to what you were saying, what I like most about him is the homage, bro. Like, Man I Is, like, bro, like, bro, like, come on, bro, like, bro, you mixed in Dilla's work with Lil Kiki and some Houston shit, and it's like, how am I supposed to not want to keep running this shit back? It's like, student,
it's important, man. We want this from everybody, but we don't get it from everybody, and then when we get it from him, you dismiss it. Student of the game. You know,
if this particular song, because it's my favorite song off the joint.
Oh, wow.
If it was Kendrick's song, it'd be fucking out of here. It'd be out of here. So,
I like it. I like this album a lot. Logic, way to go, buddy. You have put together, for me, a very, very solid discography. Very solid. Not all the albums land for me because there's albums on there that he like kind of just goes in that other direction. But Under Pressure is dope. Incredible True Stories got some shit on it. The shit with the Eminem joint, the one that just came out, that's got some shit on it, man. Like the kid can fucking rap. I enjoy listening to his music, and I don't care who knows it. So I'm happy that he's found a spot where he's done. He wants to go take care of his family. Good for you, bro. You know what else too? You're gonna be paid because people are gonna keep streaming your shit. And the day you feel like coming back and shooting up an arena or whatever, you're good. Whenever that's actually allowed. So
yeah.
So can I ask you a question? Lupe came out. Yeah. You are the Lupe Fiasco aficionado. I'm gonna let you start because I have some things to say. But you go first because I know you will break it down better than I will for sure. I also want to preface this by saying I just listened to this project at 4:30 today.
Okay. It's Lupe, right? So there's always gonna be like a bunch of shit to unpack, right? But to me, House is fucking brilliant, man, and I like just want to keep listening to it to keep picking out what I need to pick out from it. Mm-hmm. But the main line through the whole project is creation, right? Mm-hmm. And it like starts kind of being centered around just like creation of the world, but we have Virgil kind of narrating this, which is an odd time to have Virgil. But
thank you for bringing that up. That's the elephant in the room, but keep going.
It's an odd time, but okay. But then he's like, art is something more tangible, right? Because it's man-made and it's something that we lived through, so we could kind of grasp it a little easier. So, I mean, you get all of these songs about creation that drops down into man-made creation from the beginning of things, which is where dinosaurs starts us. And from what I gather from it is just how man made all these things, but men also like power, right? So that energy is in all of our made things. Mm-hmm. And these things could be beneficial to you. They could bring happiness to you, but they could also be they could be tied to your downfalls and your horror stories, right? So that's the gist I get from this. And then there's the play on words, right, with house, and houses, are built by man, created by man.
Right.
And we all kind of share and live in the same house. Just, a bunch of shit is tied in here. I just think it's brilliant, man. Dinosaurs is very fucking nerdy. It's incredibly nerdy.
So look, I don't disagree with any of the other things that you said. I really don't. And I think that, like you said, Lupe is suffering from a place of like, where do I go from here, right? For the casual fan that hasn't heard Lupe in a long time, that doesn't understand context as far as the complexities of the way Lupe puts songs together. If, let's say, you were bored during quarantine and you were a casual fan and you pop this shit on and you get the intro, which is dope, there's not a song. So it's 4 records.
Yeah.
This Dinosaurs record comes to you first, and can you not see how people would make jokes?
Absolutely, bro. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, if I was Lou, or if I was one of Lou's advisors, I would be like, do you think you could possibly write this backwards so maybe you end with dinosaurs?
Trills. To be fair, this is a top 1 record on dinosaurs, okay? And was very, very accurate all the way down to Jurassic Park. As a kid growing up in our age, if you didn't think dinosaurs were cool, that shit's a little weird, bro. Like, what's going on with you, bro?
Yeah.
My daughter knows nothing about dinosaurs. She got a whole thing or whatever of like the dinosaur magnets, and she's like, fucking dinosaurs, like, yo, like, it's just funny. It's just funny. I understand exactly what he was doing, what he meant. The execution was great. But as a casual fan, if you came along and this is your first like interaction with Lupe,
it's ripe for jokes, bro.
He broke it down perfectly, though. I walked away impressed. I was like, wow. I was like, dinosaurs are dope. Dinosaurs are still here. Birds are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like,
and we got an Earl Sinclair reference at the end.
Bro, what the fuck, man? Like, this is next level shit right here, man. Like, I'm like, look, you broke it down perfectly. I don't think I need to add on anything else like to what you're talking about, because I absolutely agree. The only thing that I will say, aside from the Dinosaurs record, which would put a casual fan off immediately, I get that or whatever, but I understand it, is the Virgil thing. The Virgil thing seems like you leaning into that right now already puts you in a space where you've already said some shit that's a little, you know, like where people could just be like, yo, get him the fuck out of here, you know,
Bro.
like, but
I like Shoes is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
This song is fucking brilliant. And Virgil is describing creating an Ahmaud Arbery shoe.
Right.
In his dialogue, which is fucking brilliant. And from what I gather, they studied video, which is kind of macabre, right? But they studied video to see what kind of shoe Ahmaud was wearing. So we can tie into creation and, you know.
Yeah. That's
so
horrible.
This is a brilliant record.
Yeah.
But Virgil's talking on it, and it's at an odd time.
Just because of the public perception of him right now.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm gonna keep it 2 Virgils with you. Like these jokes like are out here.
Yeah. So it's an odd time to release House.
Also, I've never pegged Lupe for giving a fuck what anybody thought about anybody or his collaboration or anything like that. So, like, don't peg Lupe for being like, oh, I didn't know.
No. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck.
Nah, he definitely doesn't give a fuck. And I think he did that shit to, like, also, like, troll people, too. Like, I think he's on it to, like,
Lupe's
that, too.
a pretty good troll.
Yes. Yes. But yes, I agree, man. Like, it's good to hear him back here. Like, again, as the Lupe fiasco aficionado, I felt like it was your time to break it down for me. But I did listen to it today, and I agree with a lot of what you said. Honestly, I really do. So, good record. 4 or 5 records, good, sweet spot. Like, if you're looking to garner our interest, give us 5 really good songs, and then come and be like, I'm gonna come back.
I think he learned, because when he released Droga's Wave, right, he did his Lupe thing. He's good at creating fiction and weaving tales in. And the Long Chain shit he created for that album was fucking brilliant.
Right.
It's fucking brilliant. Like, slaves tossed over the ships, they learned how to swim. They didn't die in the ocean. And they fucking throw chains up and sink ships and shit. Brilliant. But it was too long of a project, and the narrative started to get lost and muddy. This time he kept it short. So it was like, you're gonna rap about creation for 19 songs.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack, and again, like in this time, like people are kind of using the music right now to escape, like from thought.
Right.
That's what I'm using it for. Where do you see my top 5 picks this week? Woo! I found some ignorant shit. Let's go. All right. So speaking of guys, like we talked about E40 and all these guys that just like you can't keep track. Currency drops another project with Harry Fro. Bro, like, has there ever been a more underappreciated rapper than Currency at this point when it comes to output, just vibe music, like? Like I feel like chilling, like if I'm chilling, like, and like there's some mood lighting, Like, you know, there's certain projects, Currency, you could play front to back. Like, you know, Currency involved in Fetty. You know, like, I like this, like, Currency has like 3 projects with Alchemist. Like, he has like 3 with Harry Fraud. Like, Currency is going overlooked as usual. It's just like he just comes out with too much. And again, authenticity. Do I believe that Currency is riding around smoking joints back to back in his fucking old school Chevy, you know, with a chick in it? Yep. Absolutely. I do.
Absolutely.
I do. You know, some rappers say that they rap with bars, and some say that they spit game. Currency is game all over it. You know, like, see, this is you know, this is the weird dichotomy, right? Like, you always want artists to evolve, change their subject matter, but there's artists I feel like they don't have to. Currency is one of them. Like, don't change what you're doing, and if you find that the reason that you don't like him, then that's, you know, that's on you. You know, but I feel like that he's comfortable where he's at, and he makes such good music and very easy to listen to all the time, like driving around music. Like, he's always solid. Like, it's just like Pilot Talk 1 has a lot to do with the way that people talk, like now, like on their records, and the way that they pick beats and shit.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm about to go listen to all the Pilot Talks now. And Weekend at Burnsies, and fucking like you don't know how many records Currency has, honestly. And I'm talking, those are the official releases I'm talking about.
Right.
We're not even like Stone Immaculate, like all those records. Like, I'm not talking about Covert Coupe, and I'm not talking about all these other ones that are mixtapes. Like, that shit is crazy how much music Currency has. And somehow he is neither outworn his welcome, you know, or gone stale. Like, neither has happened. Like, it doesn't make sense, man.
It's crazy.
But I know you love Currency too, so what are you thinking?
Of his recent shit, this one fucking lands, bro. Yeah. Like, I'll listen to some of it, and it's like, I know Currency coming with another tape, right? So, like, this one, it has something on it that was okay, but I'll just wait for the next tape, right? And then, you know, like, this is the one that has, like, slaps on it that I'm definitely going to be riding with for a good minute.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. The Harry Fraud sound, like, sometimes I feel like it doesn't work for me all the time. Like, with certain guys, like, I feel like it's certain guys that need to be on these beats, like, you know, like the like him and French, like that kind of works, but then sometimes I hear him on, like, some of his production doesn't really land for me all the time. Like, I know the dude is talented for sure, but sometimes it should be a little bit too, like, I don't know what the word is. It's like, I don't even know if it's like wavy. I don't know. Like, his shit be sounding like Ocean sometimes. Like, when I hear his shit, like, smooth, and then like sometimes like gets out of that pocket is when I'm not really feeling him. All right. Yo, let's talk about it. So the verses, like, yo, let me tell you how hype I was. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys a story, because Trills already knows the story. It happened. So I see the notification come across, and the next verses is confirmed. It is Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz, and it says Thursday. I didn't look at the date because I thought Thursday meant this Thursday.
Yeah.
I got so hyped. I called this man. Trills, how many times have I called you? Like, since I've known you, how many times have I called on the phone?
Tops maybe 5, and we talking about almost a decade.
I got the under 5. I got under 5. Yeah. Sure. I got under 5.
Yeah.
This is how stupid, wild, excited I got for this battle. And, you know, Trills didn't answer the phone. Like, I knew he wouldn't. Like, you know, because I think the other 4 times I called, it was the same thing or whatever. So, Trills didn't answer the phone, and it's whatever. And then I looked through it, and it's actually next Thursday.
Yeah. So
I was like, oh, I feel stupid. And then Trills, like a good friend, called me back, and I had to answer. I was just like, oh, yeah. I was like, Rick Ross against 2 Chainz, but, like, that's next week. My bad. I thought it was, like, this week. No, but I am, like, through the roof excited for this battle. This is the closest. Like, this one is gonna be spooky close.
Yeah, man.
I don't think we've
It's
gotten.
gonna be close.
We haven't gotten a battle of guys at the same spot, jostling for the same spot.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they both fucking trying to get rebounds under the fucking boards, like right now. Like they're in the same spot. Like 2 Chainz is 42, Rick Ross is in his 40s. We just talked about them both on that list. We've already talked, including our last episode, that Rick Ross's catalog is incredible. But I think that we both understand that 2 Chainz is memorable, and right now he's ascending. Right now, you can say that between the two of them, 2 Chainz has put out better projects than Rick Ross has lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think 2 Chainz has an album better than God Forgives.
No.
But recently, and this is gonna determine a lot when it comes to this battle, what is the recency bias gonna do the creep in? You know what I've seen out there? Because I'm combing the comments. This one I'm super interested in. Mm-hmm. I really want to see where you're gonna land on this one. Chainz washes him. Listen. This shit is gonna be down to the wire, right at the buzzer, however you want to call it. And if you call it one way or you call it the other, I'm not gonna argue you.
Yeah. First of all, you talking about friends. First of all, they are going to coordinate this shit, and they're gonna make it really fucking hard for us to pick.
I can't fucking
these rounds.
I can't wait. I'm dropping my daughter off. I'm dropping my daughter off with her grandma. Like, this is like full on in the crib, stand up, like hands up, like I'm gonna be acting stupid.
Yo, how much money you got on Ross taking his shirt off?
Please, I have zero. Like, I don't want to bet anything. Don't do it. Like, please don't do it.
Ross taking that shirt off, bro.
They better have good air conditioning in there. I don't need to see that. I don't need that part. You know, like, if that's the part that'll happen, I'll just, like, turn around. I'll be like, all right, I just want to hear the music, man. Like, no, seriously. Has there ever been, like I said, this is what makes this battle so intriguing. Is 2 guys in the same spot, right?
Yeah.
Like, in that top 10 bracket, that top 5 bracket, definitely in the South top 5 bracket, whoever you pick right now, as of recently, is up to you, and I won't fight you on either one. I think we're both in agreement that Ross has the better overall catalog.
Yeah.
But the ascension of 2 Chainz lately, elevating records, his own projects have, like I said, his latest Rapper Go to the League is his best one. Mm-hmm. And LeBron picked all those beats also too. Like, that's what's fucking easy about it. But it's crazy that album felt easy when I listened to it for him, and yet he's never like landed in that pocket where it's like, just give Chainz a bunch of hard beats and he's not gonna fumble these verses. You know what I mean? Like again, there's rappers that rap, there's rappers that spit game. I'm not certain there's many guys that can spit game on raps better than 2 Chainz at this point.
Yeah.
It's funny because people are bringing it up. And there was a meme I saw. This shit had me crying. It's like an old father or whatever, and he's like holding his daughter, like he's telling her something before she goes to school, and he's like, horsepower. She's like, Dad, what's going on? He goes, oh, this Polar War, I got horsepower. Yo, he got the Scully and the rugby. That's what I mean.
That's great.
But it was great. I'll send it to you later or whatever. And you know what? Like, I'll post, like, I'll send it to you, and then when you cut this up, you can put that up with it too or whatever. But that's what I'm talking about with memorable verses, right? Whether 2 Chainz has the more technical verse on Mercy, we've already discussed this, is up for debate. The most memorable of all of them is 2 Chainz bars, and that's it. So you know, I understand the argument about Pusha having the best record on the best verse on there. Cool. You know what? I'm not gonna technically fight you on that, but that's not the one I quote, and that's really what comes down to. So this is such an interesting battle because it depends on where you land. Do you land on catalog and do you land on overall, or do you land on the guy that let's face it, 2 Chainz is much more likable than Rick Ross is probably at this point. I think everybody and their mom likes 2 Chainz. And if you're out there and you say, I think he's whack, you need to reevaluate your life and like look at yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself. Like, figure this shit out because I'm scared for you.
Yeah.
I think I'm super excited. You could tell. I'm super excited. I don't think we got to say anything less. I'm not even going to try to get into what records are going to face because that is, good God, that in itself is hard, man.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to enjoy this, and you should enjoy this, like the moment that it will be next Thursday. And I'll talk to you about it. Like, we either need to do a live during and just putting it on our page or whatever, like, you know, or like the night before, like we need to like, you know, like pregame this shit. But we'll talk about it. Like, one way or another, there's something extra coming for this because it deserves it. It deserves it right now. Like, this is the discussion we need right now because it's 2 guys in the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You want to do your retro reviews?
Let's get to them.
Yo, so start the Bone Thugs one because look. Let me preface all this with saying that I have completely overlooked Bone Thugs and Harmony. There, I said it. This album slid right by me at this point. I'm telling you, I'm being completely honest, 100%. I've heard it bits and pieces. I know the records, you know, the big ones, but I've never heard this album in its entirety until today. Mm-hmm. Go, you first,
Bro, I'm all think about back in the day, and it was 89 little nigga on the ground. Yeah, like, bro.
I learned a lot today. I learned a lot today. I'm telling you right now. But you go first, cause you're see. Look, you were outside when it happened. Like, so that's the difference. This is what I'm gonna explain about this. I was aware, but I didn't listen to it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You can kill me all you want. Like, I'm just trying to be honest, and I'm trying to tell you that me listening to this album now, I have my view of it now, and you probably have a deeper appreciation for it because you were outside and because of how it still sounds right now. But go, I don't want to get into my shit. Go.
Yeah, man. So look, man, this is how music works, man. My brother and I, we always went to my cousin's house. My cousins lived in the projects. We didn't. So my cousin has Bones tape, right? He has this tape because we already had listened a little to Creeping on a Come Up, right? Which preceded this, but it was like a EP pretty much.
Right. That was
Right. But it was like for the love of the money, and you know, like, so if you were just casual with Bone at the time, right, then you just got like the G-Funk feeling Bone Thugs for the most part. But then like this shit came out, and my cousin was already like a Bone fan, but we had just been watching the videos, and the videos was all, you know, the ride and shit, right? So I mean, we were already a bunch of boys pretending we were Bone Thugs. Know what I mean? And like my cousin and I, we were younger, right? So we always got stuck. Like, we got stuck being like fucking like Lazy Bone and Wish and shit, because everybody wanted to be.
Everybody play busy and crazy.
Busy and crazy, right? So, all right. I guess I'll be Wish, whatever.
Yo, but Wish got the.
But I grew up like liking Wish more than most people did because I had to fucking recite Wish lyrics all the time.
Yo, oh my God, this is great.
So, I mean, look, we in the projects, man, and you know how kids do, right? Like, we were all about like scaring each other, spooking each other, all that kind of shit, like for fun. So this is like Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark Time? Like, all shit is there, right? So like East 99 came out, bro. And like I heard that tape, bro. And I heard the sounds and shit. And I'm figuring out Ouija boards all of a sudden. It's skull, everything. Like, this shit really like took horrorcore rap to like mainstream levels, bro. Right. I like it's not it's hard to articulate how Bone changed music for me.
Right.
Because for me, I was still a kid, right? So everything that I liked was G-Thing, Gin and Juice, Biggie, Juicy. Like, I'm still like in the mode of the hits, right? Top 40 rap, because we're that young. You know what I'm saying? This shit, once I start hearing like, you know, eerie sounds and gunshots everywhere and shit blowing up and this like flow that you really had to put your ear to, like I'm putting my ear to it and rewinding it and playing it again and writing it down on paper, trying to just grasp it.
Right.
And no one had brought like the harmony and melodies in like this, bro, until then. And that's something special that they brought. This is a long album with not that many skips. Like, maybe the more you listen to it, you could be like, all right, let me get to my joint, let me get to my joint, let me get to my joint. But if you're listening to this the first time, the first couple times, revisiting it, you're holding on. Like,
everything.
There's not like, all right, enough of this shit. Like, maybe one song out of mad songs.
Yeah. That's where I come in, right? So I know the big records on here, right? Those are the ones that, like, if somebody came to me and they were like, you know what you know about Bone, and I'd be like, I'd be the casual, right? I'd be the, right. I know First of the Month, I know Crossroads. You know, yeah, like, okay, I know Thug Love, you know. What I noticed from this album was not how good it sounds still in 2020, is how much it's like open doors for people now. Like that, this is birthing your offbeat flows. Like, see here, let me paint the picture of, like, so you just painted that whole picture of like you being immersed like in this whole sort of culture, like with that, like this would have been outside the box for me.
Oh yeah.
At this point, right? Like this is me at my East Coast bias to the fullest. Right. Like, where I don't want to hear shit if you're not from here, like up on this side or whatever. You know, like I didn't listen to down south shit. Like all that shit that I got from down south, I never got from my brother. My brother like put the best albums ever he could put in my hand, but my brother was biased towards other people. Everything else was whack outside of this bubble of like Mobb Deep, Biggie, and Wu-Tang. Not even really Biggie. Like, he used to like low-key tell me that shit like when I was a kid. This is when you know you really gotta like do your own education and rise above it. Because when I got ready to die, I listened to the shit and I was like, there's nothing whack about this. Like, I was like, you know, like, but whatever. My brother, I think, was less of a fan of. It wasn't that he hated Biggie; it's just that he didn't like Diddy, like in the dancing around shit. Yeah. It was always that. It was always that. But then in the same breath would turn around and tell me that Mace was like one of the nicest, and I'm like, bro, like you like fucking my head up like right now. Like I don't understand you. But at this point, like this album eludes me completely because not only one am I closed off mind wise towards it, the people that I'm around, my brother, my friends, nobody's listening to this shit. Nobody's listening to this shit. The reason that I know these records, and I'm gonna date myself, is because videos.
Right.
And you know, like that's it. Like and you know, they weren't getting any play up here on the radio.
It's true.
Like and like that, like that's another thing. Like you have to remember, like the way that we digested music back then. It's not like we could just fucking open our phone and just get it. Like, you know, like do you understand it? Like it was a process. We used to record songs off of DJ Mix's songs because the song that we liked wasn't the song that was in rotation 28 times in the same day. You know, like I remember the first time I ever heard Cameron was when I fucking recorded Pull It off the radio with him and DMX.
Yeah.
And like I used to just fucking run around and just rewind that shit. It would be the radio though. Like, do you understand? We used to have to record the radio. Like that shit is crazy. Like But listen to this now. I have like completely been blown away. Like I like seriously. First of all, this has eluded me because of my bias and everything. But as a fucking fan of hip hop and understanding where it is that hip hop has gone, this album, cadence wise, beat choices, like the bounces, everything that they've put, and they're from Cleveland.
Yep.
Everything that they put has laid the ground for the Migos, Future, any of these guys out here right now. Uzi Vert, any of these dudes that are allowed to rap in the way that they've rapped, they did it first.
Yep.
And that's why there are people that will argue that Bone Thugs are the greatest group of all time, and I won't fight you on that. Again, cultural significance, location, like impact, all that stuff matters.
Yeah.
Listening to this in 2020, all of that is not lost on me. I listened to it today. It's not lost on me. Like I walked away blown away by this album. Like seriously.
Bro. All like just like thinking about the album. Just in my head all day. It's like singing. All day. I've been in my head. Yeah. Like I'm walking around the crib and shit, and I'm like,
this is one of the albums for you though.
Yeah. I didn't want to take his life, but the nigga tried to run and get away with me. Yeah, yo.
That's
like,
the thing too, is the subject matter. It's like you're melodically telling people about you killing people, and it's just like,
what?
Yeah, it's like it's a perfect balance of like your subject matter, right? The bounces, and it's just we at that point in '95, at that point we had not heard it that way.
No,
like we hadn't. And Ohio's a lot closer to New York than people realize. Yeah. Cleveland's a lot closer than you think. Yeah. Like it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
And this is the first time I could even begin to try to envision what the Midwest might be like.
Right.
And that's important, bro, because
that's the same shit. Like we just talked about all this shit with Snoop, right? To expand on that, right? They made me feel like I understood what it was like, but remember, that's different because they had different mediums with the same sort of culture. Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, all those movies, and that all came in the same time. Yep. So I felt like I understood what it was like to live in Compton. That's what they didn't have. They were doing it musically, but they didn't have that representation. Jay Reed is in '99. Like that's not I don't know why I remember that. I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with it. But it's true though. Like it's the same sort of idea, right? Like we still got that idea by watching the videos with Snoop, and Dre, and they were doing it the same way. But I just feel like the West Coast had too much behind it. Like at that point, Friday, all these movies, like it's too much. Like it was like. Pop culture stopped and became completely enamored with the West Coast, but they still had the similar impact for their part of the country.
Yeah. And let's give Bone a fucking props too for the Bud songs, bro. Like,
all right, thank you, because I went right to that one first. I was like, all right, but I already knew about the weed song, and this is for the weed. Yeah. I knew about that. I knew about all that, and that's because I watched Next Friday. Like, that's but. I went right to that, and I was like, "Oh shit, this shit is hard." Like and I'm glad that you brought that up, right? We just talked about Currency. We just talked about like there's a lot of guys. Weed rap has a lot to pay homage to when it comes to them. Like honestly, like the Cali thing is like overblown, the Chronic and everything. I understand that, but I think that the music itself that is more comfortable for everybody across the country comes from them, right? Like. Cali weed rap has its own sound, but like weed rap as a subject matter, I feel like kind of gets its start from these records, from them,
Yeah, I mean, if we're giving pioneers, right? We rap pioneers, then you go Dre, Snoop,
For sure.
Cypress Hill,
For
Red
sure.
and Meth,
For
and
sure.
Throw and Bone, which
Yes.
I get left out.
Right. They do get left out. That's the issue. Right. Exactly. Like, I'm not here to pick one or the other. See, this is why me and you work, right? Somebody told me this, like, offline. Like, they were like, yo, I love your show because you're so loud and extra. And I was like, Trills is so, like, calculated and, like, says the right. Like, this is it right here. Like, the same thing. Like, I don't know why we have to pick, but it's true, though, that they need to be lumped in with all those guys. Same guys. Yeah. I have to say, man, like, I slept on this one. And this is how you know this album's a classic. In 2020, I really got like my first like really good listen to it, and I walked away saying like, "Wow, I missed a classic. I really missed a classic. Like I did. All right, now let's fucking get hyped. I'm about to fucking stand up. I don't know, man. You said take your shirt off. Oh my fucking god, man. So I think it's on the same day, right? Like this is the same day, but it's just different years, clearly.
Yeah.
All right. So this album, before we talk about it, is very near and dear to my heart. 2 reasons. This was my swing from East Coast bias completely to trap music and open a door. Whether he opened the door for these artists is a different story, but he opened me up to other artists that I was ignoring because that wasn't the type of music I listened to. And 2, the guest on this show, the only guest on this show, me and Chris. This is a crazy story. So, like, for some reason, I am like super lucky when it comes to like getting advanced tickets to shit. Like, I send my email at the right time. They send that shit back. You got to go make a line, but like, yo, like one low key one, like this is a flex. Like, I don't care. This is a flex. I don't give a fuck. Like a month before Avengers came out, I saw that shit in Times Square or whatever. Like I had to make the line at 6 a.m, but me and Please, we saw that shit a month before that shit dropped. Yeah. That's a flex.
That's crazy
for my geeks, whatever. But so this sweepstakes comes up on Hot 97, and the person who put me onto this album was Chris. Yeah. Because Chris is from Virginia. Chris has a sound for everything. Like he listens for everything because of the part that he's into. He's so close to the South that you can't ignore it, and he's so close to the East that you can't ignore it. Like it's all right. It's the perfect spot for him. Mm-hmm. And he's the one who really opened my eyes to this album. Also, on top of the fact that this album was played in every car, in every hood for the whole fucking summer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Young Jeezy's TM 101. Is this 15 years, Trills? It can't be.
Yeah.
15? 2005. This album is monumental. That's the word I'm gonna fucking use. That's it. Like I am gonna go over the top on this album. I'm a Jeezy stan. So Chris and me see this sweepstake, and I'm like, bro, I'm about to fucking win these 2 tickets because he's throwing a TM 101 concert that is no tickets sold. It's all like whatever. If you get tickets and you get a spot and you get there in time, you're good. Yeah. Email came right in the next day. I told him, I was like, Chris, I'm going right to Hot 97 right now. Go pick these tickets up. And I'm going to send you all the pictures that I have from it because it was this type of moment, right? In New York. This isn't a New York album. This is an Atlanta album if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, man.
At this place, me and Chris are there. We're second online, me and Chris. Well, I was there first, and I told him, I was like, Chris, we up. Like let's go. Second in line. We walk in, it's a ballroom. You just had to, like, people were running right to get up as close as they could. Like, I was, like, feet from the stage. Jeezy's doing all these records with a live band. Jay-Z comes out for Go Crazy. Kanye comes out for Put On. Bun comes out for Trap or Die. And I don't know if I've ever rapped a song harder in my life than I have. Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me Residue. I leave below on these beats. Like, I have pictures for all this. Like, he had Fab come out. This is when him and Fab had flexing, bitch. I read. All right. Yo, Jada, all of them, they come out, they do Kiss Your Ass Goodbye, and just like this is like, I'm a part of a moment that like is hard for people to like relate to because it's not sold for everybody. Like, we got lucky. Like, this is like 1 in a million, yo. And when you cut up the video, I'm gonna send you the pictures of all this shit. But this album, that's the impact of it. That's the impact of it. In New York, it's deserving of a 10-year, whatever it was. That shit wasn't even 10 years. It was probably 8 years. Like, this album is so impactful and it's so great to this day.
Yeah.
Still, I'm a Jeezy fan because of this shit, because of Chris Dunn. I had no idea. I was just sitting and like, this shit blew my mind. It's young Jizzle from the bottom of the map. He has a 50-round clip on the bottom of the strap. Now, how big is this gun? Yo, how many rappers have won Trapper of the Year, Trills? Jeezy's won it 4 times in a row. Trills 4 times in a row. How do we spell Trapstar? Do you know how to spell it?
Trapstr, nigga.
It works. That's correct. That's it. Do the spell thing with that. Yeah, is Pippin easy? Hell yeah. Somehow that's correct.
Yo, it's so many slaps on this album. It's incredible. And it's a 19-track album.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to say also about the Bone Thugs thing too, like you said. That's a 17-song project. That's a lot. And it was still great. And the same thing applies to this album. This album is a moment. I'm young at this point. Like I said, I lived in New Jersey. In New Jersey, everyone drove around listening to this album. It just depended on what song they were on when they passed your block. Yeah. Nobody was listening to the same song at the same time, but you were gonna get to listen to the whole album if you were on a popping block. Like, if everybody was able to move around. That's how impactful this album is. Legendary, features. There's no misses like on this album, like at all, man.
No.
Don't get caught. Like, they're like these these records are the singles.
I know, bro. It's insane, bro. Yo, Talk to Him's an immaculate rap record, bro. Oh my god, bro.
This is why I kind of feel like with the Raw shit, I wanted him to battle Jeezy. Because Jeezy has something that Ross has. You know what? Fuck that. TM 101's a better album than God Forgives. I'm sorry.
I'll hate you. I'll hate you for saying that.
I don't think anybody can. Whether you disagree, that's up to you. But I think I have a pretty good case on it. TM 101 is like one of those albums like we're talking about like right now. If you want to show somebody hip hop, it's hard to leave this album out. Jeezy is forever a legend for giving us this.
Yes.
That's the other thing. Like, it's
a lot. Inspired, bro.
Yes.
Like, he put the battery in a lot of rappers, bro.
I don't know what else is left to say, honestly. I really don't. Like, I know all these words. All of them. I know them all.
I mean, look, bro, we got good, like really, really fucking good Manny Fresh production.
I hate that song.
Yeah, but what Manny did though,
he did.
Like, forget about how much we had to hear and then what and shit, but just listen to what Manny did, bro.
No, even now it still sounds good.
Yeah. He gave up, like, you don't want to talk about how much ratchet sex niggas done had off Teared Up. Come on, bro.
Yo, I can't believe you just said that. That's only something I'd say.
Come on, bro.
What?
I'm keeping it a buck. like it was one of the songs that, like, at one point I was like, all right, man, could you chill? And I'm only saying that to point out that women were knocking this album too, bro.
Oh, my stomach hurts, yo. I can't
Like
believe this.
like facts or nah, like there were like women were like rocking with Jeezy specifically because of that.
Yo. Oh, my stomach hurts, yo. Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
this is college time. You know how wild it was?
I did not have that on my fucking bingo card. I swear to God, yo. I did not. Oh my God, yo. That's excellent. That's an iconic moment right there. Thank you for that. Oh.
I mean, it's this album just it hits everything.
Yeah, it does. And there's something for everybody. Like, and it just all sounds good. Like I'm gonna keep it real, right? Jay-Z Stan told you, right? Like, but he went on tour for Blueprint 3 with Jeezy. And I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, this is my shot to go see Jeezy. And I was like, yeah, cool. I was like, yeah, Jay-Z or whatever, you know, but yo.
I saw that in the garden too.
Yeah, I saw that Izod. I wasn't rich. So I was like, fuck that. It's the Garden be fucking upcharge you like crazy.
Yeah,
look, if I didn't get a hookup like from somebody to get me into the Garden, there's like maybe 1 or 2 times that I paid. I paid to see Kendrick, and that shit was a pretty penny to sit up high.
Yeah.
Wait, and Kanye too. All right, there too. All right, yeah. But that's like, but we weren't even really close like that. But yeah. But just like, look, bottom of the map, get your mind right, bang, don't get caught, trap or die, tear it up. That's how you feel. Like, yo, like I'm trying to find like I'm like are there any skips on this album?
Yo, no, bro. And like again, man, the guys that are really good at this do this special thing, right? There are songs here like Standing Ovation, Gangsta Music, Last of a Dime. Like there are songs where like you feel like Jeezy just standing in a room full of powder. Like
Yep. Again, authenticity. I have never believed anybody more than I believe this.
We want to talk about snowman shirts.
Yes. Snowman shirts, like for up here, people didn't even know why they were wearing that shit up here. Like honestly, like they didn't know what it really meant or whatever.
Yo, people's grandmas were wearing snowman shirts, bro.
Bro, but then like you know what this is the other thing too about this is what really made me the Jeezy fan, right? Because this was incredible. But then like you go back and then you go to the mixtapes. Can't ban the Snowman. Come on, man. Yo, all these records in this time, man. Like to be able to have all these things, like man, he's rapping on Imaginary Players, and I'm fine with it. I'm in the crib. But I'm back, Mr. Magic City. Yo, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Jeezy is forever gonna be one of my favorites of all time, and I will always have that like connection with it because you know, seeing the concert, being like, and it's like right after that album came out, I was like, oh my God, like I've been like sleeping on so much shit. And it's like, not only did he open my eyes from there to like T.I. to like Gucci to all those guys, like everything else just like opened up. And it was like, and you know what? A lot of those guys were around before him. And I know about I'm Serious and I know about all the other stuff, but it's like, I dismissed it until I heard Jeezy and I went back to all those guys, you know, like, and I found like this whole other part that I was just like dismissing completely. And that's what I'll always give him about this album.
Yeah.
All right. If I haven't professed my claim for this album, Can't Ban the Snowman, no, that's the shit, yo. Holy shit, man. There's so many good songs. But yeah, that's it. Hour 48, that's not bad.
Nah.
I think that was pretty good. I think we spent a lot of time on the top 40 thing or whatever, a little bit more than I thought we would. But that shit pissed me off, man. There's a lot of bullshit on there or whatever. If you guys think I'm tripping or whatever, let me know or whatever. But yo, so you got the new video out.
Yeah, man.
I know you got you got music out that like, you know, is helping with donating NAACP, all that stuff. Like talk to people about like where they can find you and everything.
Yeah, man. Trills everywhere, man. It's really easy to find me, man. And yeah, go definitely do go see the video, man, because we had a lot of fun shooting the video for In the Clouds. So Trills in the Clouds. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I'm happy. I like the video too. That's why I wanted you to make sure you got a chance to talk about it. So yeah, same old shit. I just changed my Instagram. Like I just like RIP Pivington Parker. Like it's gone. I'm Jay now, so you can follow me on Instagram, jayaponte2103. But yeah, felt like a moment the other day. I was like, all right, this is it. Like they told me too. They were like, yo, in 14 days you can come back, and I was like, I think this is it. Like I think I'm just like I'm past it. Like this is the time. Like right now. Like I don't know. Like it's weird, but yeah. Yo, but thank you guys, and thank you guys for giving me the feedback. So apparently something happened with the YouTube video for last week or whatever, where like it's just like starting at an odd place, but somehow this was the most viewed YouTube video that we've had so far, and people were talking about it. So promise you that we'll get it right this time. You know, like the problem is I got to take that whole thing down and like put up the real one, and it's like yeah, it's a lot. Like, I'm sorry, you guys. You should listen to the audio, but if you want to see what our faces look like, then yeah, you can do it on YouTube. But yeah, subscribe on YouTube, like, share. That really helps. Subscriptions really help. So then you'll immediately be notified when we have episodes out. So yeah, for Jay, for Trills, we out of here.
Yeah.
All right, hold up. Let me just stop recording real quick. Cancel. I don't want to cut you off.